to it, confirm your county and your ethnicity.
My lady, I come from Kisii County. My ethnicity is Kisii.
Very well. Commissioner Macharia will take it from here.
All right. So, to your CV, you are in private practice where you've been, I think, throughout. Now, the first question is, what is informing your decision to move from private practice to the judiciary? And in answering that question, demonstrate anything that you've done throughout, or anything that you've experienced, or any circumstance that you may have come across that could be informing your passion or decision to join the judiciary.
Thank you, Commissioner. We are all made of our memories, and events that happened in our life are brought into sharp focus through the clarity of hindsight. On my part, there are two things that happened in my life that shaped my outlook on justice. One of them is, as a young person, my grandfather used to give an account of what had happened to him during the colonial period. They were subjected to, a police dog had been killed in the community, and all adult men were rounded up and taken to a central police area. They were subjected to beating, they were trampled on, and all manner of indignity. And they were left with severe injuries. What had happened to him now is that stagnated his life, whereas it was sensible for him to look forward with hope. He always had this irresistible urge to look back to what had happened to him. Then later on, that occurred to me, that when a grievance is in an individual, it stagnates his life and completely holds them back. Another second event that happened is when I was a youngster also. We had this boy called Victor who had a cleft lip, and that made him keep to himself most of the time. And because of that keeping to himself, he was always conscious of his defect. But then later on, he underwent a cleft lip surgery, which corrected the defect. When that happened, he became active, he became inspired, his performance in school also improved. Then I realized that when a client comes to you as an advocate, the grievance, the sense of grievance, stagnates his life. But when you address it to his satisfaction, he becomes inspired again, just like the boy who was whose cleft lip was corrected. So I realized later on, when I became an advocate, the two events which were provided to me by clarity of hindsight, they made sense to me, that any client that comes to me, my attitude will be, this is an opportunity to transform their life. That has always informed my outlook on the matters of justice. So I consider justice as a transformative project for me, for every client that who comes to me. So having practiced for the period of 17 years now, added to 18, I now realize that I have sharpened my tools, I'm well equipped, then I can apply my skills in a more influential platform, because a judge really in the modern, or rather in the 2010 Constitution, he has a more active role that goes beyond resolving disputes. He participates in infusing values in the community. In the course of now infusing values, you transform the society, because now you can avoid instances where human rights are abuse of human rights, and such instances. So you do it in two ways, addressing the grievances in the past, and at the same time, when you infuse values, then you reduce the possibility of the occurrence of such events.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Now, in my practice, I can say I've been guided by three main principles, which is I've always considered myself as a servant of the law, in the sense that I don't allow my prejudices to affect my objectivity. I usually handle clients' issues purely on what the law provides. That has informed me in terms of advising my clients to be objective when they bring an issue to me. And I consider that attitude of being a servant of the law is applicable in the position of a judge, because then it's not an opportunity for you to enforce your predilections. It's an opportunity for you to apply the law. The second principle that always guided me is to always be impartial. I've always served as a judge in my client's case. Whenever I see the documents for the other side, I act as a judge by reviewing the documents and forming an opinion as a judge. This informs me on the decision I make in terms of is it a suitable case to apply for alternative dispute resolution? Is it a suitable case for AJS? That informs how
my colleagues will ask you more about all those issues. But my final question, because I'm not rushing you, please forgive me, is because we are limited. Each of the commissioners is limited in terms of the time. You see, the issues that you've indicated, like the one you gave about your grandfather, somebody may say those were historical circumstances then, but now we are in a new dispensation.
In Kenya, I would confidently say a judge is not the lawyer who knows the government, and most powerful that survive. It is those who have the ability to adapt.
So how have you prepared yourself for these challenges, the two that you've said?
I have this, it's something I've grown with, that ability to welcome new circumstances, new challenges, and adapt myself to the changes. The other things that I do is to talk to the family members on what this entails, and this they have been positive. In fact, I draw inspiration from I draw a lot of inspiration from children on how they adapt when they go to new circumstances. And there's this English poet called Wordsworth. He says, the boy or the child becoming the father of the man. So in the sense of, I usually borrow some of these survival adaptability conditions from children. So when I discuss with them, they usually think they're positive, because these are changes they undergo when they go to new schools, the change of place of location. So
you feel you're judge ready and ready to take up the challenge?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, and I wish you the best.
Asante.
Thank you very much, commissioners, and thank you, Mr. Mituga. I think this brings us to the end of the interview. But before we end, we always give a candidate an opportunity to also engage the commissioners. If you have any question or comment, this is your time.
My lady, this setting reminded me of some old account I was reading about who is a judge. and it was saying a judge is a lawyer who knows the governor. And there's this lawyer who, after the judge died, he went to see the governor at night. And then he was pressing the aide of the governor that he wanted to see the governor. So when the governor came out, he was in his robes. And he asked him, I mean, what is it? What is it that could not wait for tomorrow? Then the lawyer says, Jones, the judge has died. I need to replace him. Then the governor says, I have no objection if the undertaker has no objection. So how I view it when I look at the process, in Kenya, I would confidently say a judge is not the lawyer who knows the governor. A judge has to go through this furnace.
Mm.
So I sincerely thank the panel for shortlisting me. It has been a surreal experience. It gave me an opportunity. I realized that there are many areas of practice that I hadn't ventured into, and it opened my mind on the remarkable work that judges are doing and the judiciary in terms of the guidelines, the policies, and I think what we don't have is a robust communication that brings this information to the public.
Mm.
I usually see latest trends of communication, like even TikTok, if it can be adopted in some of the activities that the judiciary does, it can be appealing to some segment of the society that has to be taken in board. But all in all, I'm sincerely grateful. This has been a unique experience for me.
Thank you very much. I think we should thank the Constitution of Kenya 2010. It is the one that stops people from waking up the president in his robes from the lobbyists. So one has to go through a transparent and open process like this in order to be recommended for appointment of the office of a judge. We thank you, and on behalf of the commissioners, we wish you well and encourage you always to continue being enthusiastic and passionate in what you do. We can see that passion. And the commissioners have heard that we also need to engage in TikTok to communicate some of the work that is being done in the judiciary and also by the commission. We always take views from stakeholders, positively. So we will get in touch with you when we complete the exercise. We wish you well. Have a very good day and a very good weekend.
Thank you.
Mm.